Hey everybody, just Poor Boy Bobby here. I normally don't go live at this time, but I thought I had something to get out there to you. I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been spending a lot of time on some stuff that I just haven't had time to bring you. I'll tell you, we got so much going on. Don't have any people in here yet, but they'll be coming shortly. And when they start coming in, I'll get busy on my live stream. In the meantime, to those who will view this after the live stream is over, I want to thank you for viewing. I want to thank you for subscribing and leaving comments. And always remember to hit the like button. Every time you hit the like button, it puts me a little higher on the suggested list. And we have Margot Dahlgren. Hello, how are you doing, dear? I just wanted to bring some stuff to you that I've been researching, and I've been so busy, trying to get everything going that I haven't had time to do the stories that I've been researching. So, Margot, if you'll just hang with us a little bit, we're going to hang around, and we're going to let a few people get in here, and then I'm going to do a short video. I want to get some people in here before I start, because I've got some really good information to get out there to you, and it's really important for every Patriot channel that wants to survive the YouTube purge. Margot, what we're doing is out Disabled Vet's Perspective, along with Inglorious Patriot and Stony Stone and many others. We're going to start a swarm, a Patriot Swarm, and we're going to start swarming channels that are under 1,000 in order to get them, up to 1,000 by the 1st of January, because after that, you need 4,000. Margot, I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry that you're the only one. It is in the middle of the day, and I didn't expect to have a lot of people in here, but maybe in a few minutes we'll start to dribble people in. But today I'm going to, hello, Sam Tampa. How are you, brother? My young friend in Florida. I'm always glad to see you, Sam. And Sam, you got good stuff going on, so you need to post more. We're going to talk about the Golden Age of Crazy. And that's pretty much what this is in today's society is a Golden Age of Crazy. Hopefully we'll get some people in here. I've got Dangerous Freedom on standby and ready to bring him in here in just a few minutes. I'll be honest, this is the first time I went live in the middle of the afternoon, and I have to admit I thought I'd get a few more than two, but we're going to do the best we can with what we have. Pardon me. And we're going to get through this video. First of all, I have to always remember my subscribers and my supporters. They're all great people. Ancient Drummer. All right, we're up to 3 now. So, like I said, I wasn't expecting a lot of people in the middle of the day. I normally don't do. I'll have another couple of people in here soon. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to talk about some stuff. And then we're going to have Dangerous Freedom come in. And we're going to talk to him for a little while. Dangerous Freedom's a great friend of mine from Arizona, a great patriot. Dangerous Freedom, I know you're here, brother. Dennis Lawson, Jeff Brandow. Okay, we got 5 people. Jeff, thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate you, no matter what your political affiliation is. No, I'm just kidding, brother. I love you. So let me talk about this Golden Age of Crazy for just a minute. It's all about craziness. And that's what the left does. Crazy stuff that should not be taken seriously. Because the crazy Dems say that they want to pretend that the craziness is normalness in our government. But it's not. Craziness is like mold. The longer you look at it, the bigger it gets. And that's what happens when you're talking with these demon rats. Craziness is like a mold. It never goes away. You got to have some really strong chemicals to get rid of mold. Or craziness now in Boston, Massachusetts, thanks to the Democratic Republican Dan Hunt, you face 6 months in jail for describing someone as a bitch. So if you call someone a female dog with puppies, you can be fined. You can go to jail. What in the world are we talking about here, people? I mean, come on. But before we dismiss this as more craziness from the left, we need to remember that this craziness has went from citizens to government. It's went to a government body in major cities and major states, and even in our government. Dems will defend this bill and try to make believe that the words actually hurt people. So, if you use the word that you would use to talk about a female dog with puppies, you can be fined. You can even go to jail. Remember the old saying that sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never harm me? I guess the demon rats don't remember that little saying. Trying to pretend that craziness is never going away. It's not going away. It's never going to be the left that lets it go. Their crazy little box is craziness in itself. Believe me, the craziness of these libtard, oh my Lord. I get so wound up when I'm talking about these demon rats, but the libtard party is definitely out of the box. They've jumped far beyond anything that we ever thought they would ever do. When the insane left craziness is out of the box, we have socialists running for the office of president. Can you believe that? We have a socialist in America running for president. How sick is that? Whatever happened to the Federalists? Whatever happened to those who started it all? And they've converted it and contorted it and they've changed it. It no longer means what it once did. At least not to these demon rats. And that's totally crazy that we allow these crazies to ban our words. The secret elite cabal is engaged by the mainstream media to undermine our duly elected government and our president. So it's not just us they want to ban our president. The Dems' craziness wants to turn math into understandable gibberish. Do you know that today in schools, they don't care if you get the right answer? At least you tried. Could you imagine Albert Schweitzer or Albert Einstein or any of these people being able to come up with all of these theories and all of these facts without using, hello, Miss Mary and P. Hafner, Dennis Lawson, ancient drummer, glad you're here. But can you believe that if we didn't have Albert Schweitzer and Albert Einstein and all these people who knew math, how would we ever have the theory of relativity? It would never happen. When the insane left craziness is out of the box, we have a socialist like Bernie Sanders running for president. We allow them to ban our words. The secret elite cabal is egged on by the mainstream media to undermine our duly elected government and our president. Dems' craziness won't turn math into understandable gibberish, like I said. They want to do away with testing in school. And they want school grades for students to be across the board. Everybody passes. Nobody fails. Nobody left behind. Remember that? Nobody left behind. The craziness blocks people from going to work. You know, they would rather throw caustic chemicals at politicians or police and maybe even just normal Americans. You know, they want to mob people at their homes, and they want to spit and punch and anyone wearing a red hat. They make up lies and hoaxes to incite violence, and their craziness keeps the sick and drug addicted people on the streets. And now the craziness left insults everything that's legal. The crazy left people think the world is ending in 10 years. What a joke. The world's been ending since the day it was born because of climate change, if you can believe that. But the understanding is able for them to be crazy lunatics because they are running the asylum of crazy foolishness. So now we have the crazy people running the asylums. Craziness means mad, wild, or erratic behavior, or just crimes against nature. You know, in a nutshell, this describes the demon rats to a T. There's an understanding between Dems to continue the craziness until the end of time, and no matter when that might be. This is in itself craziness. It's at the very core of the Dems' black heart and souls. And that's all that we have to deal with today, people. D.A. Archer, glad you're here. Dangerous Freedom, get ready, brother. I'm bringing you on. So let's get you in here. I'm trying. It says your device is not connected, Dangerous Freedom. You have to connect before I can bring you on. So try it again, brother, and we'll get you in here, Armed American Patriot. Yeah, Dangerous Freedom. I just clicked on it and let it play for a second. So as soon as this is all over, I'll go check it out. And that's what it's all about. I'm going to send you another invite, brother. So here we go. I'm going to send you an invite. Let me do this right quick, people. It won't take but a second. And it's going to be, I got him right there. All right. I just sent him another invitation. He'll be here in a second. All right. So we got it going on. He'll be here, and he is here. Let's get Dangerous Freedom in here.
Hey.
Hey, brother.
How's everybody?
Oh, hang on a minute. I got to get my earphone.
Okay. Howdy, y'all. Did y'all have to work today? I'm guessing some of you maybe not, or going to work. So this is a good topic for me, Bobby, because the craziness in this world has gotten to stupid levels.
Gotcha, brother. I'm back.
Man, you heard about that that crap in Texas about the 7-year-old that the mother, not even the natural birth mother, trying to put him on hormone blockers and make him a she, and then the courts overturned the dad for custody. Yeah.
Tell me how that happens, Ron. Tell me how in the world can you have an 8 or 10-year-old kid who doesn't know from the very beginning what he is or what sex is or what anything is that's fixing to happen in his life, and all of a sudden you're going to change his gender? Come on, brother. I mean,
it was when I was growing up, this kind of stuff was unheard of. Just nobody talked about it. I mean, it wasn't even a thought back then. You
Yeah,
know,
we
nobody
never even thought about it. I
and
mean,
I don't know where this is coming up from. Maybe from the depths of hell is all I can think of.
I'll tell you what, Ron, what I've seen, not just in this case, but I've seen it over the last couple of years, and it's really crazy. We had that one kid, I can't remember his name, but he was uh, out there on stage doing drag with a drag queen. I mean, an adult drag queen, and he was out there on stage uh, being a drag queen at 10 years old. What kind of parent do they have?
That you
I
can't even
mean,
call it. That's not even parenting. I don't know. Grooming, I guess, is what they would call it now. They're grooming him to. That's
yeah.
all it is. Yeah, it's grooming.
Hey, we had a thing in the past called MK Ultra, and they
Mm.
groomed us to think what they wanted us to think. But in today's society, when you start grooming a child that's so young, so far from puberty, and you start dressing them like a child, like a girl, if they're a boy, or vice versa. You don't hear too much about girls dressing as boys, but you hear a lot about boys dressing as girls. I
Yeah.
don't know where it come from. It comes from.
And you know it. I hate to say it, but I see more and more of these teenagers walking around the streets around my neighborhood, and I mean they're not dressing like girls, but they're definitely not the manliest. If
Yeah, they're not boys. Right
Yeah,
quick before
and I don't know if that has something to do with the stuff they've been putting in our food, the soy, whatever, has been cutting off their testosterone, like they've been saying. I wouldn't doubt it though, because looking at this new batch, it's like my kids, nah, that's not an issue. My kids know exactly what gender they are, and that's never going to be an issue. But man, some of these kids, it makes you wonder.
of course, I'm going to give a couple of shout outs right quick to Sandra Ann McGibbon and Philip Turner and Dennis Lawson and Miss Mary for joining us, and Gary Holland as well, because this is the middle of the afternoon, and I'm glad you're off work. I
Hi,
was
Sam.
uh, I was hoping I'd get a chance to talk to you. Yeah, Sam's great. But
Well,
go ahead, Ron.
man, it's been one hell of a week. I'll tell you what. They've been putting me through the ropes, definitely, but I'm still here.
Yep, and Colleen O'Sullivan and Philip Turner's with us. Thank you, people, for being here. There's 14 in the chat, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we'd have 10 in the middle of the day like this.
Oh,
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and
I'll
thank
tell
y'all
you
for
this,
joining
Bobby.
us. Go ahead.
When you first started, you know, I kept refreshing the YouTube so I could find your link, and you know, normally it would just pop up in my my subscription list, but it did not. And so I finally just went to your channel and I saw your live stream on your channel, and I had to click on that just to get here. I don't
Yeah,
even, you know, let
let's
me
see,
check.
Ron. That's YouTube.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing. That's why
here,
I want to bring this up. We've got
and
14 people.
it's still not in there. I mean, winging it with Irish Colleen is in there. I've got High Impact is in there, but nope, nothing, nothing. I've got the one you posted almost an hour ago, the Join Me Live. That one's in there, but other than that, nope, nada.
Well, that figures. And we've got Cornbread Burgess, Armed American Patriot, Jeff Brandow, and Philip Turner. And I want to tell you, we've got some good people in here, but what I want to talk to you about for just a minute is we're going to we've got a Patriot Swarm going on. Sometimes I misspeak and say storm, but I mean Patriot Swarm. Uh, Disabled Vets Perspective and Glorious Patriot and Stony Stone and others who have quite a few subscribers. We're trying to get everybody, including you, over 1,000 before the first of the year. If you're a content creator, I ask you to contact me or Disabled Vets Perspective, and we'll do our best to support you and we'll promote you and get you over that 1,000 before the first of the year, because it's winding down, If you don't have 1,000 subscribers before the first of the year, it rolls over to 4,000. And I'm going to tell you, it took me a long time to get over 1,000.
I've been on here for about 2.5, 3 years, and I only have about 600. But yeah, I didn't even post for the first 2 years of it almost. I only started posting really maybe a year ago.
Well, everybody likes what you post, man. Everybody on my channel is a patriot, and we're all gun people, and we're all survivalists.
Definitely have a lot of those.
And so you are our in-house survivalist. You're the one to give us all the information that we need.
I'll give you as much as I've got.
There you go, brother. And that's all we can ask. We got Patty Hafner in here. Good to see her in Propus. And Propus, I think you're in Sweden. And I'm going to tell you, brother, I've went international. How about that? I bleed American. Glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here. Glad all of you are here. We're up to 17 now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm happy to have 10. So, Ron, we're doing pretty good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your channel and what you believe in, and maybe some of these people that maybe they don't have you, they'll jump over there and grab you up.
Okay, that's actually a really good question. Is my audio okay?
You're good. You
Okay.
sound fine.
So most.
By the way,
of my life, I mean,
the picture is really good.
I know, nice camera. Thank you, Bobby. So I was raised mostly as in a conservative family. I never really got into politics at all. I started voting when I was old enough, but I never really got into the whole politics thing. I just voted Republican, thinking, oh, I'll just vote Republican, you know. And it wasn't until I was actually injured, and I was out of work for about 4 months, and I started watching YouTube and I started watching everything that's going on. And then, you know, I was seeing all this stuff going on with Trump running. It happened to be in 2015. And I was like, oh, wow. And then, you know, once I saw that Trump come down that escalator, I started digging deeper, and I'm like, holy crap, the load of corruption under this. It like it woke up the inner patriot in me. And I'm like, wow. And so as I started going, I was like, wow. And then I started seeing more and more channels, and it's like, hey, it doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat. I don't think any president can stop this. You need to be prepared. Not only should you be prepared in case of emergency, look at these people in California. You know, did they expect to have a blackout for 3-4 days? No. Just the power company decide, oh, well, it's too dangerous for you to have power.
And now it's spreading. It's spreading. They're going to do more.
Well, so I always have, well, more than a week's worth, but you know, it's just it's a smart idea. It's something that our ancestry has gone too far from, because we during 1929 during the big one, you know, what do they call it, Black Friday, whatever, the one that collapsed the economy, and like 60 or 70% of people were without any means, any monetary means, so to speak.
I remember that. Yeah, I lived through that. Yeah,
they had to rely on the land. And nowadays, if that happened, who can rely on the land? You got a handful of farmers, and you got some people that have you know, like chickens and stuff like that. But in the majority, in the cities especially, people are going to just be screwed. It'll be an absolute mess.
Well, what's going to happen, Ron, and is my fear. My fear is they're going to eat off of each other until they've eaten it all. You know, they're going to come into your house and they're going to kill you for a morsel of bread.
That's
what's going to happen when it falls. And then eventually it'll filter out, just like zombies. They'll leave the inner cities and they'll come out into the suburbs and they'll start trying to take from us. But what they're going to find when they come to the suburbs is they're going to find offense. And they're not going to be used to offense because all of these libtard demon rats that live in these inner cities and play all of these stupid social games, they're going to be the first one to suffer because it's going to be the next block over that comes over to your block and takes everything you have.
Mm.
And they're going to eat you. They're going to eat your food. They're going to take everything you've got. And when they desecrated New York City, LA, and San Francisco, they're going to start coming out into the wilderness, which is the suburbs.
I think they actually did a show. What do they call that? The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We're not looking at zombies, but they're going to be the same type individuals. They're going to be
like zombies. Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to not have a mind. All they're going to think about is food, drugs, and anything else they can find. So, yeah, we have a zombie apocalypse looking at us. We really do. They may not be total zombies, but by the time they get to us, after devouring everything in the major cities, including the human flesh, who says they're not going to be zombies? I don't know.
Well, yeah, there's something about that too. If once you digest enough human flesh, there's an enzyme or something that it reacts with your own body, and it does kind of make you crazy.
It's called Kuru disease.
Yes, that's the
and the natives of Papua New Guinea are notorious for having Kuru disease because they always eat the body and the brains of their dead family when they die. That's just part of their culture. I don't agree with it, but you see, when you have people like Hillary Rodham Clinton and all these other elites that do, in my mind, in my heart, I believe they are pedivores. They're eating our children. They're not just sacrificing them. They're not just molesting them. They're devouring them. And Hillary Clinton, in my opinion, is eat up with Kuru disease. And the only way to keep Kuru disease at bay is to continue to eat human flesh. So you may agree, you may not. I don't really care. But the truth of the matter is, when all the food's gone, what are these demons in these inner cities going to eat?
I don't know. And well, I guess
they say within 24 hours, all grocery stores, any place with food is going to be empty.
Yeah.
So they're going to eat all the food that they can find and steal. Mm-hmm. And then what's left?
Rats, pigeons. I don't know.
It's much easier just to kill and eat a human.
Yeah, maybe sometimes. It depends.
I mean, look at it. You kill one human, you feed 10 people. You kill a rat, you're still hungry.
Yeah, good point.
So I'm not saying that we're going to have zombies. That's not what I'm getting at. But we're going to have a class of people who act like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming to our neighborhoods and to our families, to our houses, and they're going to expect food. And if they don't get the food, they're going to eat us. It's going to come to a time. I mean, if this happens, and I'm expecting it to happen, I don't know when, but when the downfall, you let one power outage across the eastern half of the United States for 3 days. What's going to happen in those 3 days? Every store, every business, every place is going to be looted. They're going to come in like animals. They're going to take what they want. And they're going to take and take and take where they're at until there's no more to take. And then they have to move on to survive. But when they move on, they're going to move on as a clique or a horde or a organized group. like animals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, even lions hunt in a pride,
Yeah.
you know? So you never do this alone. And that's what we have to fear. Our fear in my heart comes from not the downfall of America or for a great catastrophe. Where my fear comes from is who's going to survive those who survived.
Well, there will be some of us out there. I mean, uh, not all the preppers. I mean, just because somebody says they're a prepper, I find it more of a mindset. I, I'm I've not necessarily been like a survivalist in the means of I've always known how to, start a fire with a stick, kinda like
Yeah,
that. But I'm always a quick thinker, and it's like if there's a problem in front of me, I don't sit there and go, "Oh, geez, what do I do now?" It's like I react, and
exactly. Yeah.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But over the years of reacting, I've found that you get better and better at deciding on how to react. Maybe you do have to, like, say you come across one of these hordes of people, or they come to your house. Say you got like 20 people outside your house and they're banging and beating on the doors and windows saying, "We want your food," and you can shoot a couple of them and they may leave. But what do you do then? Then you think, well, crap, now they know we're here. They know we've got arms. They know we've probably got food and everything else to go along with it. Yeah, and then you're gonna have to plan out, and I've got plans on top of that plan. So a lot of it has to do with having plans. Sorry. If I
No, it's great, man. You always got to have a plan. And my plan is, and I'm not going to lie to you, my plan is when this crap happens, I'm going to load all my guns and all my ammo. I'm going to load up enough food for at least 3 days. I'm going to fill up about 5 gas cans. I'm going to throw my German Shepherd pup in the back of the car, and I'm going to come to Arizona, and we're going to stand back to back. We're going to fight the East. We're going to fight the West, the North, and the South, because
do
those people aren't prepared. And we'll stand together and we'll unite in militias. We'll unite as groups. If you're not a member of this group, brother, you're not allowed in. It's just like you said on that story, The Walking Dead. You know how they had compounds
Yep.
set up for protection. And that's what we're going to have to do. If our nation ever falls, we are going to be in a situation to where we have to either stand together as patriots and defend each other, or we're going to die alone.
Yeah. And the scary thing about that, Bobby, is the government already has so much prepared that even if they will eventually break it. The government will collapse under its own weight.
Exactly. Yeah, it can't
Going
sustain
the way
itself.
it's going, it's going to collapse under its own weight. And they have more preps than most people, but not all the people. And at the same time, there's no telling that the people aren't, and the soldiers and whoever's in charge of their preps, like the armories and all that, it's a 50-50 shot, or probably a little bit better. I'm guessing that probably more than 70% of the people in the military are patriots. And when
I agree. Yeah.
when they see this corruption like break down like that, they're not going to go against their citizens and their families. They won't do that. I don't think.
No, I don't believe that'll ever happen either. But I believe in my heart of hearts that that's what the demon rats want to happen. They want the downfall of America to the point to where we're a third world country. But people like you and me and millions of other patriots are not going to just stand by and let them destroy our nation. We may be pushed back to the Mississippi River. We may be. I don't know. I don't know what kind of armament they have, but I think the only armament they have is their mouth.
Right now.
Yeah, I don't think they have anybody. Now, you may have these Antifa and all these other anti-American groups, they may have some weapons. They may have a few. But brother, they come to my house. I've got a 3-tier system. I'm going to reach out there and get you. And if you get past that, I'm going to pop you with my 9mm handgun. And if you get past that, I'm going to blow you away with some buckshot.
Amen.
So I've got a 3-tier system.
And if you
I got 50 yards, 25 yards, and 5 yards. Any way you want it, brother.
Well, that knife right there behind you looks like you could do it from about 1 yard.
Let's see if I can put that knife in there. That is a beautiful knife right there. Nice. I'll get it in a minute. Yeah, it's over there. I hate this backwards stuff.
I know.
But while we're here and we talked about that knife, let me tell you, people, if you want a good knife, this is, you can see it, I think, there.
There you got it.
K-bar, 1908, Army issue. Look at that handle.
Yeah, that turned out so nice, Bobby. That almost looks like a wood handle.
I'll tell you, Knight's Armory, or you know the name better than I do.
Freedom Supply.
American Freedom Supply.
Yep.
That's where I got this knife. So
Here,
if you want a good knife, I'm going to tell you, my friends, that's the only place to get one. It's American made, and it's true. And this may be your last field of defense.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so you don't only need handguns, you need a personal up-close weapon. That's a 7-inch knife. But look at that handle. That is a beautiful handle. And I'll promise you that blade will shave you. So always, not only do you want to get your weapons as firearms, you want to have a backup right by your side. Because when the time comes, hand-to-hand combat, there you go, brother. They get past that, they got to get past this.
Yep.
So we have to have, you know, a setup means of defense. I have that carbine. I can reach out there probably a couple of 100 yards with it, maybe 100 yards.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to get 50 to 30 yards with my handgun and 20 to 10 yards, or maybe even up closer than that with my shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
And if they get past all that, they got to fight this Knight's Armory knife. But that's what we have to be prepared to do. I'm not preaching Civil War by no means. I'm teaching preparation.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. People, politics today is nothing like it's ever been before. It is crazy. They're trying to impeach a president behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
So what's going to happen in the 2020 election? People, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be exciting. But we're going to have to make sure that we have the downfall of all these idiot demon rats. Well, they're going to get rid of themselves. They're going to be self-eating. I think in the end, it's going to be one of two people running for president. And that's either going to be Hillary Rotten Clinton or Michael Obama. I think they're just biding their time, because the only person who speaks any sense and is not afraid of Hillary Rotten Clinton is Tulsi Gabbard. She's already said she'll run as an independent.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get two Dems running, one for independent, one for Democrat, and split the vote. That's insurance for...
I don't know if they'll do that. Even if they try and bring in, say, a Republican that decides to run as an independent, I don't think there's anybody out there that could even come close to matching Trump or even pull votes from him, really. I mean, okay, unless, say, you had like Ted Nugent. Say you get some real gun guy out there
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to pull a lot of votes away from Trump. But he would have to be like a pro-gun guy, go in there and say, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tear up the NFA. That's gone. Hughes Act is gone. You know, you want a fully automatic weapon? Well, you got, you know, you should be age restricted, I think. You know, I do believe in that to an extent. But if you are taught at, like, say, 13, 14, or even younger, if you're taught at a young age how to handle a gun, you should be able to go in there and, you know, prove, hey, look, I can handle this gun. And I think you should be allowed to have it. I've got another friend that's running for Congress. He says when you're 18, you're allowed to have, you know, a rifle and a shotgun. At 21, you're allowed to have a pistol and all that. And then, you know, after you turn 24 or 25, you're allowed to have machine guns. And I was like, well, okay, that's kind of weird logic, but whatever, you know. But I wouldn't just say, okay, 18-year-old can go out and buy a machine gun. I don't think that is necessarily a good idea. But I do believe that somebody with the proper training and at 21, yeah, they should be allowed to go out. And does that mean that they're going to have to go out and field and go out with an instructor, get, you know, make sure they pass their like a driver's license kind of thing? You know what I'm saying?
You know, I remember when I was a kid, I remember my dad got me a nylon 66 Remington 22 semi-automatic. It loaded from the back of the butt.
Mm-hmm.
It had this long tube you'd pull out and you'd stuff it full. And as fast as you could pull that trigger, just popping around. And I'll be honest with you. If the police have automatic weapons, we should have automatic weapons.
Damn right.
It's that simple. I believe the Constitution tells us that we have the right to have everything they have.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't, it's skewed to one side. So yeah, what are we going to do? Use slingshots and bows and arrows against automatic weapons? No, because we have the right to defend this country against tyranny. And the tyranny is going to come from our government and our law enforcement who don't run away and join us. See, when this happens, I think there's going to be a big split in the military. There's going to be a big split in the police and all these people. They're going to say, no, I'm not going to go against my brother, my father, my uncle. No, I'm not going to go kill him, because they believe the same as I do, and they're going to split. We're going to have just as many military, just as many police officers, and just as many CIA, FBI, and everything else on our side. So they're not going to have an advantage.
No.
They're really going to be at a disadvantage.
Well, they do have nukes, but if they set those off, they're, I don't know. They're really sick and twisted if they do
and that. Then we really start talking about the Walking Dead. Yeah, if they want to throw nukes in America at us, let them have at it. Well, but then again, like I was saying, the military is going to be split. The police officers are going to be split. And some of those who come with us are going to have the knowledge and the ability to fire those same nukes.
Good point.
You know, so we have to look at it like that. But when that time comes, Ron, it's going to be time for you and I to hit the hills of Arizona, for us to go find us a cave somewhere and to hide out until all the destruction's over with the bombs. And then we come out and we secure America again.
Yeah, that's a good question. You really think they'd go that far? They would risk destroying a country just because Trump got elected? I mean,
well, think about it like this, brother. What have they been doing? Trying to destroy the country from within. If you can't destroy America from within, and they're trying, they're struggling, they're wanting to end this. They want to end this Trump thing. They want to end American patriotism. They want to take away our flag and our Constitution, and they want to abort every baby that's ever born that's not the one they want to have. That's why we have to be prepared because, yeah, they're going to do something stupid. And the reason they're going to do something stupid is because they are stupid. Look what's going on right now in Congress. I mean, everybody knows that Adam Schiff is playing a game. He's going behind closed doors. He's breaking the law. He's doing whatever he wants to do. But what makes him the sole authority over America? Nothing.
No.
So let him do his little game or his little spiel. And when he's done, it's time for the Patriots to stand up and take America back.
Well, that's one thing about politicians that they always seem to forget. They're citizens no different than us. They just have a different job. Their job is to go out and represent us. Mine actually is, he just was chosen the chairman of the Freedom Caucus. So, I mean, I've got a good congressman. He's pro-life. He's pro-gun. I haven't, since he's been elected, I have not had an issue with him. But then you see these idiots in California and over on the East Coast. It's just like, the only thing I can think, Bobby, is they have so many people on welfare and they're like, oh, we'll give you more. Just vote for us. And they're like, okay, with their hand out, like, oh yeah, give me more. I'll vote for you. And it's like, and the rest of us that are working and are actually putting in so that they can have a little bit of something are like, no, this is crap. You can't be doing this. We're tired of it. The working man is sick and tired of it. I would be middle class right now if this crap wasn't going on. You know what? If Obama hadn't started that Obamacare thing, my teeth would be fixed. I would be able to go to my doctor on a regular basis. But no, because he got in there, my rates jumped over 100%. I was looking at up to $300 a month just for myself for insurance.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And it still hasn't come down that much.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to. And you see, that's just one more avenue that they're going to corrupt us with. I don't know if Trump could change the insurance laws or all of that just by a swipe of a pen. But I know that right now, everything that's going on in our Democrat Party, or Demon Rat Party, as I like to say them, is against America. It's against Americans, and it's against our American way of life. It goes all the way from abortion to the border, to asylum, to capital punishment. Why are we turning criminals loose just because they're immigrants? Rather than prosecute them, they may be guilty of murder, rape, armed robbery, but they're turned right back into our societies. You can't prosecute an illegal alien. It's almost like they have more rights than we do. Where does that come from?
They know that true Americans can't stand it, but you get these Mexicans coming across. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, we'll come in, we'll work dirt cheap, and we don't care. I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I do know they work for less money. As well, the illegal ones, they're making it difficult for them to get a job. At least where I work, well, mine is a government regulated job because I ship explosives. So it's not like you can just walk in off the street and get hired. You've got to pass around. Yeah. I mean, it's like more thorough than going in for to buy a firearm.
Yeah, of course.
So there's that, but yeah, down here in Arizona, I've run into a lot. Like sometimes I'll go out and pick up scrap 2x4 from some of the housing, new houses being built. And it's like, you'll have one guy that speaks broken English and the rest of them probably don't speak any English. They're playing Mexican polka music. And it's like, okay, whatever. You know, they might be Americans, they might not.
Tell you a funny story. I used to do high-rise glass, and why on earth they gave me a Mexican crew, I don't know. Well, actually, they weren't just Mexican. They were Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduran. There was a mix of them. And I didn't speak any English. So like you said, they gave me one who spoke broken English.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, all I know is andale and peso and como está usted. That's about all the Spanish I know, especially back 20 years ago. Anyway, I was on this job, and we were all working to get this job done. We were trying to get it finished. And like I said, we did high-rise glass. So I had a couple of guys running rubber around the windows, which is the sealant that keeps the windows in place. And I was just walking by at the end of the day, you know, making sure everything was going good. And I could report back to the office that we hadn't, you know, screwed around all day. We got something done. And there was this guy on this ladder, and I said, I called his name. I don't remember what it was, Pedro, whatever. And I said, andale, andale. Didn't think nothing about it. I was kidding with him. All of a sudden, I hear his tool hit the floor. I hear the ladder fall over, and I turn around, and this guy's coming at me with a screwdriver. He's ready to kill me. And luckily, the guy who spoke broken English came running up and stopped it, you know. And I said, what the hell's his problem? He says, oh, man, you pissed him off. He's going to kill you. Now, wait a minute. All I said was andale, which means hurry up or whatever.
Yeah. Hurry, hurry.
I was just joking with the guy. And he come off that ladder. He didn't care. He threw his tool down. He knocked off that ladder, and he'd come over there. And he's fixing to stick a 12-inch Phillips screwdriver right through me. And so I learned right then, I don't want to deal with these people. You know, if you can't speak to me, if we can't understand each other, it's too easy to misunderstand, especially if you're looking for a fight anyway.
Yep. So
when we have these people coming across the border who don't speak English, many of them are grateful. I'll give you that. But you've got these other people come in, and I'm going to tell you, they live by a different code than we do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mind cutting you from ear to ear. You know, they don't mind throwing you in the river or burying you under a few rocks.
No, did you ever have a problem with them? Instead of flushing the toilet paper, they would just throw it in the waste basket when they wipe their butt?
Yeah, actually, we had a problem with that.
Yeah, we got it.
We had a real problem with that, and because you walk in the bathroom and it would just stink, and you go, where's that coming from? And you go to the garbage can, and it'd be full of nasty toilet paper. I don't know. Maybe they don't have toilets in Mexico and Guatemala. I don't know. I went to Mexico twice, and I'll promise you I'll never go back.
Never been there once.
You don't want to go.
No, especially not now. I don't even want to leave Arizona at this point. Hell, if I go to California, I can't take my weapons. If I go to New Mexico, I can't take my weapons.
Well, you know, I don't know how it is there. In Georgia, you have, I think it's 27 states that recognize our concealed carry. But like Illinois doesn't respect anybody's concealed carry, and neither does New York. When I drove a truck, I used to be scared to death to go into New York City with my firearm and my sleeper. All I had to do was get pulled over. They find that firearm in New York, you're going to jail for a year. You'll get, because it's a year minimum. So they're going to lock you up, and they may take you to court in 6 months, or they may wait 11 months to put you in court, because it's a 1 year minimum, and you're guilty before the fact.
And that's on a God-given right.
Yeah.
The right to self-defense. It's God-given, not given by some guy up in Washington, D.C., or even by some guy in your state capital. They don't have that right. That's going against the Constitution. According to our Constitution, they are treacherous and they should be dealt with. For some reason, we have been letting them get away with this for far too long.
And that's what we do as patriots. Why do we sit back on our heels and sit on our hands and let these demon rats run roughshod through our government, through our laws, through everything that we have to deal with, and we just sit back and say, okay. And then we decide to fight them, and by that time they got such a foothold, we're fighting an uphill battle, and we should be on top of the battle. We got History B in here. Good. Glad to see you, History B. Joshua Conlon, Dennis Lawson, Cornbread Burgess. Great to see you, brother. And I bleed American. But we're winding down Mac the Knife and Winging It with Irish Colleen. Dangerous Freedom, if you have anything you'd like to say to everybody before we go, now's your time.
Well, on that last topic, you were saying, you know, once they get such a foothold, there's not really a whole lot we can do other than prep. We can be prepared because they're going to collapse under their own weight. It's inevitable. And I mean, unless Jesus comes down and runs, you know, president and, you know, world president or something. Other than that, it would take an extreme miracle to turn back the clock now. And, you know, just prepare as much as you can. I mean, if you don't know anything about it, there's tons and tons of channels about it. You want food. You need self-defense to protect your food. You need a means of fresh water. And other than that, those are your three basics. And air, of course, you need air. But we're not in space. So unless, you know, they drop a nuclear bomb and we're covered in dust, you know, nuclear winter type thing, you just need those three basics and work on the rest and start getting skills. You know, if you don't have any skills, find people that do have skills.
That's right. And that was great. You pretty much covered everything I could have covered. But before I go, we're going to get out of here in just a minute. But I want everybody, I know we've only got a few people in here, but you have to remember we have a Patriot Swarm coming. Disabled Vets Perspective, myself, and quite a few other patriots, and we're working on something that's going to change YouTube, I hope. What we're going to try to do is we're going to grab up a couple every day of our patriots who have less than 1,000 subscribers, and we're going to try to swarm YouTube with our army, and we're going to put your name out there. We're going to get you subscribers and try to get you over 1,000. And Dangerous Freedom, my brother, you're one of those on the list, because we got to keep you with us. We got to keep you right beside us, and we got to keep you strong, and we got to keep you telling the truth. So it's 1 minute till. I'm going to get out of here, Ron. I want to thank you for joining me. It was on the spur of the moment, but you did a great job. So glad you're here. I enjoy talking to you, and I'm sure that our patriots who watch this video after we're all done be happy that they did because of you, because you are a good patriot and you're a great friend.
Thank you very much for having me, Bobby.
Okay, brother, we're going to get out of here, and I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m.
Oh,
I'm going live tonight with Liberty Smith at 8. So let's see what Liberty has to say.
Are you gonna cut the stream? I mean, I know you're gonna cut the live stream, but you didn't want to hang out after?
We can do that, or I can call you on the phone. Either one.
Okay.
So let me end the stream, and we'll talk about it.
All right, brother.
Love y'all, everybody, and we'll see you later.